Well, here I am in Kent's Little Cove, which my neighbor would probably wonder where I keep my coven. Anyway, that's it. I wanted to tell you about a story I came up with a few years ago. A theory, really. That it all has to do with Christmas Eve and Santa delivering the gifts. Now, think about this. I mean, just think. Now, when Santa is up there at the North Pole, in the northernmost point of our world, he is surrounded, well, basically from all sides he faces south. He's able to observe the skies much more clearly than we can here. Now, because of that, he's able to detect various different wormholes that are up there. Yes, he's not just Santa Claus, he's a scientist too. So he's figured out that he can utilize these wormholes to basically travel through time and space, and he's mapped out and plotted which all go where, when, who. And when I say when, because, well, maybe the wormhole on Santa's end is July 23rd, but it's Christmas Eve on your end. So on July 23rd, Santa's working. And all those elves, they're not building things up to get things ready for one day a year. I mean, can you imagine that plant, how it would look? Those little guys could get jobs in Amazon. So, anyway, if it was one night a week, a year, I'll get there. So, anyway, and the other aspect of it all is that, in reality, it's the female reindeers that have their antlers in the wintertime. The males are usually discarded, however the correct term for that would be by that point. So that most of the males would be virtually bald. My mind went to Mrs. Patry. What do you suggest I do with these? There must be some needy bald people. Anyway, that's shared. You can go look for it. Dick Van Dyke Show. And back to Santa Claus. So he's up there at the North Pole where all of these wormholes exist to allow him to travel through time throughout a year's period of time. So his job is all day, every day of the year, basically. He's traveling. Now, these reindeer, that's where I was with the reindeer. Now, the thing with them is that the males, as I said, usually are hornless, not quite so hardy during the winter months. And the women get antlers, the females get antlers. So that would account for the mix that we hear in the names, because, I mean, come on. We got Comet and Cupid and Donner and Blitzen. Blitzen? That sound like a guy's name to you? And who are the rest of them? Comet. Blitzen, Comet, and Cupid, and Donner, and Blitzen. But do you recall the most famous reindeer of all? Well, anyway, not a one of them can actually fly either. Oh, sure, wonderful leaping abilities. Fly? No. What it is that with the leap that the reindeer can make up into the wormhole, pulling Santa's sleigh behind them, and then they can, once they get to the correct velocity with those 8 tiny or 9 reindeer, and they make it into the wormhole, and on the other end that they come out on, it's December the 24th. And it appears on that end of the sky, on Christmas Eve, that they are flying across the sky as they're exiting and re-entering wormholes.